Hello and welcome to this video. I'm Michelle from Twilight Yoga, and today I am talking about 4 breathing techniques that are amazing at helping you relax if you have a tendency to worry. I've used those techniques many times myself. My clients are using those techniques as well, and they have literally changed their lives. With those techniques, I have managed to overcome a lot of my fears, a lot of my anxiety. Some of my clients are telling me that because of those techniques, they are able to get out of the house, they are able to apply to go to get a new job. That before that, the fear, the worry was too much, and they would just get themselves completely overwhelmed and then would not actually manage to do what they wanted to do. So those 4 techniques are incredibly powerful. Now, a little word about why the breath is so powerful when it comes to changing the way you feel. The way our body works, everything is interconnected. Our body, our breath, and our mind are all connected. They all influence each other. If your body feels tense, it's going to send signals to your mind that there is something to be stressed about. The mind is going to send signals back for stress hormones like cortisol and adrenaline to be produced, and it's going to make the body ready for stress, which materializes itself in tension in the spine, tension in the shoulder, stomachache, all of those amazing feelings that we have when you do feel worried or anxious. Equally, when you feel worried or anxious, your breath is never going to be nice and deep and calm. The likelihood is it's going to be quite shallow, it's going to be quite fast, and it's just going to perpetuate that negative cycle of worry, of anxiety, and of stress. So what you want to do is get into that cycle and break it at one point or another. You can do it using yoga by relaxing the body, which will in turn relax the mind, or you can use it by using the breath. By changing the way you breathe, you can change the way you feel. It's that simple. The amazing thing about the breath is that it's always there. It's always with us, obviously. So we just need to learn how to use it to make it work for us, to help us get calmer and to help us relax. So that's what today's video is about. Now, the very first technique I want to talk about is the abdominal breathing, the diaphragmatic breath. And that basically means breathing fully, using the full capacity of your lungs. Now, to practice that, I'm going to move back a little bit so I can show you. You want to have your hands on your abdomen. You want to have one hand just underneath the navel, it's just slightly off the camera, and one hand just above the navel. And then you just breathe normally from here. And as you breathe in, you should feel that the abdomen is gently lifting, rising with your breath. And as you breathe out, you'll find that the abdomen relaxes. As you breathe in, the abdomen expands. As you breathe out, it relaxes. So I invite you to put your hands on your abdomen and give this a try. Don't try and change the way you breathe at all. Just breathe normally. So just notice what's happening with your abdomen. If you are still feeling quite tense, you might find that there's some resistance, that the tummy muscles are clenching. Just let the breath come in and out, and little by little you'll find that those resistance are going to melt away. If you feel comfortable, you can even close your eyes. And just watch your breath coming in and out. Breathe in, abdomen rises. Breathe out, your abdomen relaxes. Now I'm going to be quiet for a few moments. I can let you enjoy that breath. And if you find that your mind wanders, gently come back to your breath and to the gentle rise and fall in your abdomen. And if that all feels quite comfortable for you, you can take your hands down. Just keep breathing in the same way. Notice the abdomen rising as you breathe in. And relaxing as you breathe out. We'll stay with that for a couple more breaths. Good. And if you had your eyes closed, you can open your eyes. Relax your hands if they were still on your abdomen. And you probably feel that just after doing it for a couple of minutes like we've been doing now, it has had a very calming effect on your mind and on your body. You'll probably find that if your abdomen was quite tense, it's now relaxed. You might find that your shoulders are more relaxed, and probably that your mind is a lot quieter than it was. So the breath is that powerful. And I came across a research last time that I was researching the breath for one of my workshops, and it was a study done in the United States in a university, where they took a group of students and showed them different things on the TV and recorded the way they were breathing as they were feeling, depending on what they were watching, they were feeling either happy or sad or angry. And at the back, while they were experiencing these emotions, their breathing pattern was being recorded. Then, those breathing patterns were given to another group of people who were just told to breathe in that particular way. They were told that the study was to see the impact of the breath on the heart rate. At the end of the experiment, they had to fill in a form that asked them how their heart rate has evolved, they changed with the breath, but that also asked them questions about how they felt, about their emotions. And the amazing thing is that these people felt the same emotions as the first group, but without any external stimulation. They didn't have anything to make them feel happy or sad or angry, but they felt those emotions purely by breathing in a specific way. So the breath is that powerful. It can literally change the way you feel. So the deep yogic breath is, the abdominal breath that we've just done, is extremely, extremely relaxing. Now the second one I want to talk about today is the alternate nostril breath. And that's a favorite of mine. I love it, and that is my go-to. When a few years ago I had a phase where I had a few panic attacks, and that breathing technique, when I could feel the panic attack coming on, and I usually could feel it in the pit of my stomach, like a feeling of being hollow, of being empty, when I could feel the panic attack arriving, if I could do that breathing, if I would think of doing that breathing, 9 times out of 10, it avoided the panic attack. So it's amazingly powerful. So if you suffer from anxiety, from panic attack, I really, really invite you to practice it when you're feeling okay. And then when you're feeling the anxiety or the panic rising, try it and see how it works for you, because it's really, really, really powerful. So this one, alternate nostril breath, implies that we breathe to one nostril and then the other. The way to do that, you start with your thumb on one side of your nose, little finger on the other. And then we're going to close one nostril, breathe in through the open nostril. We're going to close that one, breathe out through the other one. Breathe in through that same nostril, close it, breathe out through the other one. So it's in 4 stages. You breathe in through one nostril, then you close it, you breathe out through the other nostril, you then breathe in through that same one, you close it, you breathe out through the other one. Okay? So let's give that a go. So it doesn't matter which fingers you use. I like to use my thumb and my index finger. You might find it easier with any of the other fingers, it doesn't really matter. So placing one finger on one side of the nose, the other one on the other side. I'm going to close one nostril and breathe in through the other nostril. Close the open nostril and breathe out through the other one. Breathing in through that nostril. Closing it, breathing out through the other one. Breathing in. Close the nostril and breathe out. Breathe in through that same nostril. Close it. Breathe out through the other one. Breathing in again. Close. Breathing out. Good. So keep that rhythm going at your own pace. Breathing in through one side. Closing that side, breathing out through the other side. Breathing in through that same nostril. Closing, breathing out. And breathing again. Close that nostril, breathe out. Breathe in. Close the nostril, breathe out. Let's do a couple more of those in your own time. Breathing out through one nostril. And then relax your hands down. Well done. So this one, as I said, is incredibly powerful. There are ways of doing it that's a little bit more discreet. So I know when I had to use that when I was in a public space and I could feel the anxiety rising, I would do it like this, like closing one side and then using the same finger, moving it from one side to the other. Slightly more discreet than all of this, but it's entirely up to you. But definitely use it if you're feeling anxious, if you feel worried, if you feel a panic attack coming on, that breathing technique can be extremely, extremely helpful. So the third technique I want to talk about today is the humming bee breath. It's called the humming bee breath because you actually, while you're doing it, make a sound similar to a bumblebee. It's that simple. And the humming bee breath is very, very good at releasing negative emotions. It helps release anxiety, stress, negativity. It's a very uplifting breathing technique. It's also incredibly simple. The way to go about it is that you breathe in through your nose, and when you breathe out, you basically breathe out through your closed mouth, making a humming sound. I'll show you. There you go. So nothing complicated there. You breathe in through your nose, you breathe out through your nose while humming, and you want to make the out breath long and even. You're not pushing the breath out, it's the normal length of your out breath, but with that extra humming sound. So let's have a little go. Again, feel free to close your eyes if you like. One more time. And open your eyes and come back to your normal breathing. Well done. One little thing to mention about this breath is that if you have ear infection, any kind of earache, it's best to avoid it. So in that case, do one of the other techniques instead. Well done. And then breathe normally. Well done. The fourth one is not so much a breathing technique as a kind of an add-on to help you really use the breath to your advantage. I find that sometimes when I do the belly breath, the diaphragmatic breath that we started with, sometimes if I'm particularly agitated, just focusing on the breath doesn't quite do it to calm me down. But then what really works is adding a count. And the best way is to aim at that equal ratio breathing, which means that your in-breath and your out-breath are the same length. Now, the length in itself doesn't matter. What matters is that they are both the same. So, let's say that you breathe in and you count to 4 as you breathe in. As you breathe out, you want to count to 4 as well. And the counting gives your brain, gives your mind something to do. So if you're feeling particularly nervous and you want to calm down, if you're feeling anxious and you want to calm down, and that just breathing is not doing it for you, counting for me always does the trick because it gives my mind that extra point of focus on top of just my breath. So let's try that. So just taking your shoulders back so the chest is nice and open to breathe. You're going to breathe in normally and then count. Nice, even pace like this. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then breathe out. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now, if that count wasn't quite right, you can breathe in for 3, breathe out for 3, or you can breathe in for 5, breathe out for 5. As I said, the count doesn't really matter. You want to have that balance. So again, breathing in and counting with the in-breath. 1, 2, 3, 4. And breathing out for 1, 2, 3, 4. Breathing in for 1, 2, 3, 4. And breathing out for 1, 2, 3, 4. And now keep that going in your own time, with your own count. Again, I'll stop talking for a bit. You can experience the technique. And at the end of your next out breath, open your eyes. Good. So you must have noticed that as you did this, having that extra thing to concentrate on does really bring you into this moment and, you know, out of your mind, out of your worries. And there's another reason why we do that equal ratio, is that the in-breath tend to be the energizing part and the out-breath tend to be the relaxing part of the breath. And when you even things out, you create that perfect balance in your mind, in your body. So that's why the equal ratio breathing is particularly relaxing. You can use that to help you fall asleep. If you find that you've got trouble falling asleep at night, you can use that while lying down in bed, counting your in-breath, counting your out-breath, and that will also help you really settle your mind, settle your body, and should help you ease into a good night's sleep. Now, I hope you've enjoyed this video. If you want to know more about ways to help you relax and to help you get... Okay. Take two. So I hope you've enjoyed this video. If you want to know more about how to control your emotions or to control your anxiety and your worry, if you... Okay. There'll be a link in the comment. Take 3. I hope you've enjoyed this video. If you want to know more about how to control your emotions, how to control your worry and your anxiety, have a go at... For God's sake! Take a 4. Seriously. I hope you've enjoyed this video. If you want to find out more about how to control your emotions, how to control your worry, your anxiety, click on the link in the comment and that's going to bring you straight to my mini 3-day course on mastering your thoughts. And that little course is 1 yoga move, 1 breathing technique, 1 meditation, and those 3 are my top 3 techniques that I've used for years and years and years, and that I've used with my clients many times, and that every time those techniques have worked at helping me or my clients overcome their anxiety, overcome their stress, build self-confidence, feel stronger inside. So if any of that is appealing to you, if you're getting bit fed up of being worried, of being anxious, and you want to feel free to, you know, take your own decision without letting the fear take those decisions for you. If you want to go through a day without feeling worried, without feeling anxious, please click on the link and that 3-day mini course will be delivered by email directly to you, and then you can have a go at these 3 techniques and see how they can change your life. So I'm wishing you a lovely day and I'll see you next week. Bye bye.